name is Youssef Ammar. I'm from Yellow Door Energy. I'm a hybrid solutions expert there. Thank you all for joining. So the topic of my presentation is a bit different from what you've seen just before me. So energy storage for your business, enablers and opportunities. This is typically for C&I customers, which is Yellow Door's main target. So for the agenda for today, I'll start discussing Yellow Door Energy. Then I'll go towards what is energy storage, what is a hybrid system, how does it work, what are the benefits to your business, what are the applications, and then we'll go towards a case study from a client here in the UAE. So Yellow Door Energy, our vision is to power emerging economies reliably, efficiently, and sustainably. So we are a solar PV developer. We are expanding towards hybrid solutions. We're also looking at energy efficient products, anything that would reduce your carbon footprint and help you towards your net zero goals. We were founded in 2015 with 2 offices, one in the UAE and another in Jordan. Today we are present in 5 markets: UAE, Jordan, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, and Bahrain. To date, we have more than 200 megawatts of solar projects in the MENA and Pakistan, which makes us the region's largest distributor of clean energy. And we aim to become your sustainable energy partner. Our shareholders are corporate shareholders, mainly Mitsui, that has more than $112 billion of assets, IFC, $22 billion, Equinor, $45 billion of revenues, and Apicorp, $7.9 billion. So we are well financially backed and ready to take on a project of any size. So let's start first with what is energy storage. And here I'm targeting typically customers that are in the C&I, so medium to large scale businesses. So energy storage systems typically used to capture and retain energy for use at a later time. Unlike solar PV or wind turbines, a storage system can provide energy on demand. So we do not wait for the sun to shine anymore. We do not wait for the wind to blow. We can have this power on demand. Energy storage can take multiple forms. So when we talk about energy storage, it's not simply batteries. It can be chemical, it can be mechanical storage, and it can be thermal storage. But for our case in particular, battery energy storage systems, BSS, are the most common type of system that we are using today. BSS has several usages, but is most commonly included within a broader hybrid system. So when we talk about hybrid systems, we're looking at BSS as one of the components, but it is not the only component. And typically, we will see that we'd like to combine different systems to create a hybrid system. So I'll go over what a hybrid system is. So a hybrid system is an energy generation system composed of several sources. So that can be solar PV, wind turbines, diesel or gas generators, and energy storage. So all of these systems combined together can provide you with the best system for your business at the lowest levelized cost of energy possible. So a hybrid system can serve different applications and address multiple problems. So this is not only for off-grid systems, this can also, just like Christian has mentioned, he mentioned it on a grid level, but we mention it on a customer level. We can improve the reliability and quality of your grid. So for grids that are not as reliable as the one we have in the UAE here, battery system and a hybrid system can help improve this for the business. So they can range as well from small size to multi-megawatt scale. Hybrid doesn't mean it's a standalone small system. It can power multi-megawatt businesses. So I'll show a small video here that, the organizers can help me play it. That would be great. Yeah. Okay, so we can see the solar panels first, then we have the containerized battery energy storage solution. This can typically be scaled up infinitely almost, so the more you need, the more we can scale up. In that particular case, we have diesel generators that are coupled with the system. So it's very difficult today to provide only a PV plus BSS solution for off-grid. We need generators to back us up most of the time to provide a feasible levelized cost of energy. We have a control room and a control system that helps us control all these energy equipment and combine them into one system that can provide reliable, high-quality power. So this is how a hybrid system looks with the components we are able to provide today. In most cases, we are also trying to drift away from diesel towards cleaner gas, but this also depends on the market, what are the gas prices there, but we are striving to do that in most of the markets we work in today. Okay, so a hybrid system provides 24/7 uninterruptible power supply. It improves your power reliability. It can improve energy security. It can improve power quality. It can reduce reliance on fossil fuels and reduce exposure to fossil fuel price volatility. And this is today more important than ever. We see how the prices of fossil fuels evolved in the last month. And we can see that anyone who's operating on diesel today should reconsider his position, should reassess how his cost of energy will be in the next 5 years. So when you are taking a large part of your energy from solar or from solar plus BSS and increasing your penetration of renewables, you're typically reducing your reliance on fossil fuels and hedging towards changes in fossil fuel prices in the next years. This will help you as well generate more clean energy, reduce your carbon footprint, so it contributes to your net zero targets. So in any hybrid system, these are typically the advantages that you will see. But with a solar lease from Yellow Door Energy, you have much better advantages. So on top of these advantages, you can also expect from a Yellow Door solar energy lease. So since we are a developer, we can provide you with a long-term lease. We invest the capex and we sell you the energy on a long-term basis. So you don't need to invest any capex on your end. You can keep your money and invest it in your core business. This is what you know how to do. Just let us handle your energy. It's a hassle-free. We are the experts. We deal with it. You no longer have to worry about energy. It reduces your electricity cost, and you will see that in the case study we have at a later stage, how the electricity cost of that particular factory evolved after installation of that system. We provide a performance guarantee, and not only a performance guarantee, but also an availability guarantee. So when we are becoming your utility, typically we need to provide you with energy safety and energy security, and we provide up to 98 to 99% energy availability at your facility. This is a fully managed power system. We also take care of the diesel or gas supply. You will be working with a reputable developer with a proven track record, and we transfer the ownership of the asset to our client post the lease. So we keep the ownership during the lease term, and we transfer the asset to yourselves after the lease. So typically we have 3 business models that we work with. They are Clean Energy Plus, 24/7 Energy, and Grid Support Plus. These are different models that help us solve different problems that a business may face, and they all involve batteries, they all involve hybrid systems. So let's look at them one by one. So Clean Energy Plus, what is it? So this is mainly targeted towards grid-tied customers that would like to increase their penetration of solar. So if any customer that is on self-consumption and that doesn't have net metering is limited by the amount of solar power he can install. Since he is not able to feed back energy to the grid, he will be losing a lot of power. So the way to increase the solar penetration and to increase his reliance on clean energy is to add a battery system that will help him increase that penetration and move him from a user of clean energy only during daytime towards a full day user of clean energy. The benefits are reduced electricity cost without any investment from their end. He can maximize the clean energy production. This increases the power reliability. So typically the battery storage systems we use can also are grid forming technology. So if for any reason the utility fails, that battery can still provide energy to the consumer, and this helps lower the carbon footprint. The second model, and for me this is the most interesting model and most interesting application for hybrid systems, especially here in the UAE. So the Northern Emirates and particularly a lot of parts of Abu Dhabi the grid is not well developed there. So we have a lot of customers that we see that are off-grid. These can be mining operations, these can be remote resorts, and typically they are currently operating on diesel gensets. And so what we do is that we can move these customers from fully operational on diesel gensets towards a cleaner source of energy. So we keep diesel gensets, we take them into our own management, and we add solar PV and batteries to reduce the diesel consumption and to reduce their carbon footprint. What we do is all of the assets will remain under our control. We will be providing the diesel, we will be providing all the system and maintaining it and operating it with a very high availability guarantee from Yellow Door Energy. This will help lower the carbon footprint, maximize the clean energy, achieve power independence of peace of mind, and for me the most important is shielding against price fluctuations and continuously changing diesel prices or fossil fuel prices. Finally, this is more targeted towards Pakistan, grid support plus solutions. So for any country or any business that is suffering from low quality grid, unreliable grid, lots of power sheddings, this is typically a solution that they would want to look for. It's a solution where we provide a battery energy storage system that can help them continuously run their operation without any interruption. So a lot of factories have problems when they stop their operation and have to start them again, and this typically shields them from that. In a lot of the markets, we also see that the utilities charge a very high peak tariff. So whenever you have a very high consumption for part of the day or for a few hours, they charge you a lot for your capacity that you are asking from the grid. So what this system can do is actually do peak shaving. So whenever the grid charges you for a very high peak charge, the battery will take over when there's a peak and then charge from the grid when the peak doesn't exist anymore or when you reduce your load. So that's a third application. I'll move towards the case study. So the case study is a textile manufacturer located here in the UAE. They are running their operations off the grid. The system we have proposed to them is a 450 kilowatt peak system with a 150 kilowatt hour battery storage system. Typically today, the portion of battery remains small due to the price of batteries, but we expect, and with the forecasting in battery prices for the next 5 years, we expect to be able to increase the penetration of batteries more and more with our systems. So we expect such a system to improve with time, whereby we can install more PV, install more batteries, and rely less on diesel as the years go by. So we have a 650 kVA of generators. They are two generators, one 500 and one 150. Our lease term is 20 years. The clean energy generated in year one is 600 megawatt hours, and we provided that client with a 98% availability guarantee. So what does that mean in terms of economies and in terms of environmental benefits? So this client is saving 16% over the lease term. That means more than 2.4 million AED of savings over 20 years without any investment on his end. This is 4.3 million AED saved over 25 years. So typically the system lifespan is around 25 years and the lease term is 20 years. So the last 5 years we transferred the ownership of the system to the client. He can benefit from relatively free energy for 5 years. This means that we have avoided more than 3 million liters of diesel. We have avoided 380 tons per year of carbon emissions. It's almost 12,000 megawatt hours of clean energy generated, which is equivalent to 1,800 trees seedings planted for 10 years. So if we look at his current system, currently he has 2 generators, one 500 and one 150. What we did is we chose to keep these generators because when we guarantee power availability, we need redundancy and we need to back our system up. So not only do we include solar plus battery storage, but we also keep the gensets for redundancy reasons and because we will remain about 40 or 45% of his energy will remain based on diesel. So today his levelized cost of energy is 0.7 AED kilowatt hour. Keep in mind this case study is from a few months back. Today that figure will be much higher than that. He has 0% renewable energy share. He is consuming 300,000 diesels of 300,000 liters of diesel, excuse me. And he's completely reliant on diesel and he has no shielding against price fluctuations. So what we offered him is a 0.59 kilowatt hour AED per kilowatt hour levelized cost of energy. That's a 16% saving on his current tariff, 55% renewable energy share. This will mean that the consumption of diesel will go from 300,000 liters to only 145,000 liters. And now he can forecast his cost of energy for the next 20 years and he can hedge against future diesel fluctuations. So he's relying less on diesel, meaning that he's less exposed to increases in diesel prices. Our promise to this client is actually that in the coming years, with the improvement in battery prices, we'll be able to increase his solar capacity and we'll be able to increase his battery capacity and reduce even more his diesel usage, keeping the same tariff. So Yellow Door is ready to reinvest in that project without increasing the tariff. Finally, insights and summaries. So battery energy systems are gaining traction with leading businesses. With BSS, you can enjoy an upgraded electricity supply that is cleaner, more reliable, and cost-effective. Coupling BSS with a solar lease, you benefit from power system that is fully managed, hassle-free, without any capex on your end. And finally, to jump your BSS journey, contact a reputable, sustainable energy partner today, which is, of course, Yellow Door. So thank you very much for listening. I'm Youssef Ammar. These are my contacts. Please feel free to contact me.